Live streaming. Stand by camera 4 first. Justin, you'll just address camera 2.
All right. And Dallas's camera.
We come here, buddy. And whenever you're ready, Justin.
Okay. Welcome to You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. Whether you're first... I got that in the background again today. Do you know what that is?
What's that?
It's... Check. I mean, I can get through it, but is it going to mess up the audio?
What are you hearing, boss?
I hear...
Oh, you're hearing echo. Okay, gotcha.
But it's... I mean, I can get through it. I just didn't know if it messes up the audio.
Keep talking.
Check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check.
Let me turn my headset down.
And it doesn't really bother me, man. I just didn't know if it screwed up.
Oh, no, audio-wise.
Check. It's gone. Check.
Justin, I like my headsets loud.
Apparently.
Yeah. All right, we're ready again. Let's
All right.
lighten that one on. Felipe. Here we go. Stand by. Whenever you're ready.
Welcome to You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, seasoned investor, or looking to sell your home, this next 30 minutes is designed for you. Think of it like hitting multiple open houses, all from your living room, with my attorney advice throughout the way. If you have any questions whatsoever, I have people standing by. All you have to do is call 407-205-0400. Or if you want to start that house hunt this weekend, you know you're going to need to get a pre-approval before you even start. All you have to do is call 407-205-0400. Dallas Lehman from You Have Mortgage is standing by right now to get you pre-approved so you can go start that house hunt today. But first, it's time for my opening statement. I think we are in a bit of a stratified market right now. And Justin, here you go with those big words again. What do you mean by stratified? And stratified to me means you can't really describe the entire market as buyer's market or seller's market. I think it really depends on what price point you're looking at. I think anything $400,000 or below is still really competitive. And if you're a buyer, you need to get in there and really make a full price offer and not drag your feet, because I think those properties are still moving really quickly, especially when you get to the $200,000-$300,000 area. You really have to move fast as a buyer, or you're likely going to miss out on those properties. But what about if you're looking at $450,000, $500,000, up to $1 million for a house? At that point, here's where the stratification really comes in, because I believe at that point, as a buyer, you can be a little bit more picky. You can negotiate a little bit more, because I think those properties are moving a little bit slower than we're in that lower price bracket. So when we have people come on here and tell us, oh, it's a seller's market or it's a buyer's market, I think it might be a stratified market here in Central Florida, and I think it really depends on that price point. Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't think it really matters for those of you that are buying right now, because where the interest rates remain for getting your mortgage, it's always going to be cheaper to buy a property as opposed to rent a property. The down payments are very, very low again, and the rates being so low, you're going to get an amazing payment on your new dream home. And the last thing I want to caution you about is we are getting back to this craziness of a presidential election, and the economy is going to do some crazy things. We just know between now and really next year, the stock market, the bond market, everything's going to do some crazy stuff. People are going to make crazy decisions and crazy mistakes, really, because of this incredibly strange political climate in which we're living now. That being said, don't make any crazy real estate decisions. I don't think we're going to have a crash like we had in 2008, 2009 again. So even while the economy is going to do some weird stuff, I want you to feel comfortable that your investment in real estate is not going to bust like it did a decade ago. And now it's time for real questions. Each Saturday here on You Have Real Estate, we ask real questions to the truly trend-setting people in Central Florida's real estate community. Today on the show, I have Carlos Lito and Luis Lopez from Believe Real Estate. Also a repeat visitor, our good friend Rose Kemp is here from Remax Town Center. But first, and you know I tell you about this all the time because I'm so excited with my decision to go solar, not only because of the savings I get every month on my electricity bill, $500 to now $50, but we're also doing good things for the environment by going solar. My good friend Stephen Bader from IQ Power Solar tells us how. All right, Carlos Lito's here, Luis Lopez. How you doing, guys? Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, Justin.
Believe Real Estate, but it's spelled B-L-I-V-E. Where does this concept come from?
It's like saying believe, when you have your goals in real estate, you try to believe like there's a great opportunity out there to become a new buyer. So that's basically the name of the company.
Gotcha. As an agent, and maybe even younger type agents, how do you really decide where to hang your shingle, so to speak? How do you decide what brokerage to really attach your name to?
I think it's always good to start with a big name. When I started with Exit, and you get your feet wet and learn a little bit about the process and a little bit about the contracts and how the loans work and so on and so forth. And once I think you start to learn the ropes, then you can make the decision based on what market you want to be in. And the agency that you hang your license with, most of the time will have some sort of influence on that.
When I was first, a young lawyer, started my own firm, I was probably 27 years old, something like that, and I was doing a lot of advertising on radio, but I was afraid to go TV because I looked so young. I was afraid. I don't have that problem anymore. But
of course,
we do.
I was afraid that people wouldn't trust me if they saw me on TV, like, oh, that young lawyer. You guys are both young, but exuberant realtors. Do you think that your youth can actually be a help to your clients?
Yeah, actually, we have a great goal right now for our new buyers. We have some projects out there that we are trying to get all these clients in brand new homes. It's a perfect career. Let me tell you, being partnered with Luis, we have been doing great. Thanks God.
Yeah. And I think something important to add to that is, although we are on the younger side, we have a really good team of experienced people around us, yourself included.
Yeah.
And that's something that has helped us, elevate the knowledge that we have, even at our young age, to be able to make sure that the transactions do go according to plan.
Yeah, I think you guys are doing really, really good stuff down there, and I hope I'm here for you. If you ever have questions or whatever, it's not like I'm going to charge you. All you got to do is send me an email or I'm a phone call away for you or your clients. So I mean that. I'm not just saying that for TV, of course. What kind of market are you seeing out there right now? I know in the opening statement I was talking about stratified market, but you can disagree with me. What are you guys really seeing out in the trenches right now?
I think basically the market is pretty stable right now. Right now is the moment. As you mentioned before, if happen to get like a crash again, like 2008, 2009, I think right now is the right moment. So
yeah, definitely.
Do you see a crash coming?
I don't. Even like you mentioned, even through the presidential election, for the real estate market to slump like it did back then, not a lot has to happen, and we've just seen such a steady market lately.
Right.
Yes, we agree with you. Where the higher in the price bracket you go, the slower it is, but that also has a lot to do with the income you make and the credit and a lot of stuff go into that.
From contract to closing, I think whether it's a buyer or a seller, once they sign that contract, they think it's a done deal. But that next 30 days, a lot of surprises can certainly happen.
Yeah.
Over that 30, and I'm averaging, of course, not every transaction is 30 days, but over that 30 days, which is kind of typical from contract to closing, what are some things that you see that can really kill a real estate deal?
Well, basically, we try to make our clients very clear on how's the process. It's such an easy process. The only thing sometimes it takes a while when they don't provide enough information or something for the banks or whatever. But again, man, it's such an easy process. We always help our clients in any kind of deals or whatever.
What about, do you see mortgages stop deals sometimes?
Well, generally, when you go and start the process to buy a house, when your bank tells you, "Hey, we can get this done, but we need you to pay something down,"
Right.
do it, because they know why they're saying it. If they say don't get a car, don't get a car, right? Because it's going to hurt your debt to income ratios, and
Sure.
you're not going to buy your dream home.
Yeah.
So just wait. After it's your house, then go,
Right.
use your credit cards if you want it, whatever. But
Carlos and Lewis are here from Believe Real Estate, the Excellence team. Now, you guys have two awesome properties to show us today. I'm looking forward to seeing those, both in the kind of the $500,000 price range. So nicer homes, of course, but homes that are affordable for someone making a decent living. Now, guys in the back, let's start with Claymont Circle. Is that where we were starting?
yes.
Yeah,
All
we
right,
can start with that one.
All right, let's go to Claymont Circle. Where is this?
Is it King? Oh, that one is Henbury.
All right, let's go to Hanbury. I'm sorry, my
yeah,
bad.
that's the Lake Nona one.
Henbury. So if someone's out there searching for this, how do you spell this? For just so I know.
It's
H-
Henbury.
All right, it's just kind of a strange name.
Yeah.
All right, Henbury, and this is where?
That's
Lake
in Lake Nona.
In Lake
Eagle
Nona.
Creek.
Oh my gosh, Lake Nona is like booming, huh?
Yeah, it's growing,
Beautiful.
man. It's crazy. Yeah.
What is the price point here on this property?
That one actually is right now $519, $500.
Is this brand new?
It's a brand new home. It's 2018. Owner never lived in the property, and as you can see, it's a Spaniard looking. It's amazing. We have the lake view out there. Pretty cool.
How big is this property?
It's 3,300 square feet.
About 3,300 square feet.
3,300. Yeah.
So, the whole lake view versus ocean view versus pond view or whatever is always debatable here in Central Florida.
Right.
I mean, clearly we're not going to be taking any big boats out on there, but
Yeah.
this pond view, this is exactly what I have at my house. It prevents you from having a neighbor behind you, which
Yes.
makes
Yes.
all the difference in the world, huh?
Yes. A little bit more privacy.
Yeah, I mean, do you think it affects the price on a house having, even if it's just a pond, because there's no rear neighbor?
Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, even if you were to go buy the house brand new, they would charge you a lot premium because of that pond.
Is that
True.
right?
Yeah.
True. Also, it's very important to say it's a golf community.
Oh,
so,
okay.
It's a pretty nice area, man.
How do you see the values in Lake Nona? Because it without question, one of the fastest growing communities in
Right.
Central Florida. How's it growing value-wise?
There's a lot going into Lake Nona.
Yeah.
And obviously the houses are selling at a very quick rate because of the amount of money that is being put into there. A lot of businesses are going in, coffee shops, barber shops, hotels. Lake Nona is developing at a pace that I've never seen before, and I've been here pretty much my whole
Right.
life. I mean, I'm a young guy, but I've seen it grow.
Exactly. All right, let's go over to Claymont Circle. This is one of my favorite types of real estate because it's a bit of a pocket listing for you guys. You know,
Yes.
we can get on this action before it's actually officially listed for the rest of the community. So tell me about Claymont Circle here.
It's located in such a great community. It's Kings Point. It's at Windermere. The house comes with a placebo, has great rooms. The master bed has pretty good size. The kitchen, it's completely remodeled.
Nice.
Man, it's amazing.
Yeah.
That's an amazing house. that we
Kings
have right
Point
now.
is a very desirable
Yeah.
neighborhood down near Windermere, I believe,
is,
right?
yep,
And
it
kind of near
is.
the Windermere, Dr. Phillips area. I think
Right.
that the people that live there never leave.
Yeah.
And they love it. And
Yeah.
the golf course, they rave
Again,
about
they
all
have
the
a
time.
golf course there. It's pretty amazing, guys. If you want to see the house, just let us know. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, beautiful.
What is
Briana.
the price point going to be on this property?
We're looking about $590.
Gotcha.
We think that's a good deal, actually.
If you have any questions about either of these properties, all you have to do is call 407-205-0400. I will hook you up with Carlos. I'll hook you up with Lewis of the Believe Real Estate Group, the Excellence team. And look, maybe we can make an offer on one of these properties today or tomorrow. Now is the time to buy, guys. The mortgage rates are never going to be this low again. If indeed you're looking to start that house hunt, there is no better weekend than this weekend. Thank you very much for being here. Lewis, you're going to stick around for the real estate roundtable, I hope, right? Sure. So now we're going to welcome in a return visitor. We don't get a lot of return visitors on this show, but And sometimes when they have such an impact on us and we enjoyed them so much, we invite them back. And that's what we did here with Rose Kemp. She is with Remax Town Center right in Thornton Park, I believe, right?
Actually, no, we are across Lake Eola.
Yeah.
I call it downtown Orlando.
Okay.
It's not Thornton Park. Thornton Park's a little bit around the corner.
But it's okay. It's in downtown Orlando.
It's walking distance, yes.
Welcome back, Rose. How are you?
Good. How are
has
you?
business been since I last saw you? Are you killing it?
Yes, it's been great. The market is absolutely not slowing down. I'm actually noticing it revving up right now, which is
Really?
great. Yeah, as we go into the last quarter, that's good.
Yeah. What happens normally around the last quarter? Does it slow down with the holidays typically? What do we normally see?
Well, it depends on the market that we're in, but typically I would say, being that I've been in real estate 19 years, the trend typically is that it slows down because people pretty much get focused on the holidays and going out of town and those type of things. Sometimes people don't want to move around that time of the year. But this year, thankfully, I'm noticing that the activity has not slowed down. So I actually have noticed a little bit of revving up. So that's really good. I'm
Absolutely.
excited to hear that, to see that.
What do you enjoy more, buyers or sellers? What's more enjoyable for a real estate agent?
You know, that's a tough one because I work with both buyers and sellers, and there's no better joy than working with buyers and getting them into their home, whether it be a first-time home or a step up or even just a life change or relocation. So I just feel like it's really gratifying when you work with buyers. But then sellers, I love sellers too because you're really working with them on their livelihood and that next move. But also, I just love properties. So when I'm listing properties, I love the art of a home. I love representing properties, the pictures, just all of that.
When you go in, when you're doing a listing, so you're
Yes.
working with the seller, of course. I mean, do you have the heart to go in and tell them, like, look, maybe we need to change this or that? I mean, are you okay doing that?
Absolutely, because I'm guiding them. I am helping them get what top dollar is for them. So it is my job to let them know what we need to do to help facilitate that they do get top dollar on their property.
And how
So-
do they normally respond?
It's basically we work together at it. I'm not telling them what to do. I'm just advising and guiding them. And then I tell them, look, if you can do that, that'd be great. If you can't do that, I understand. But what can we do to make this better and make sure that we showcase your property in its best light, basically.
So you walk into a house that you're going to list, and they have little Johnny's room with, the trophies and the baseballs painted on the wall, and then little Janie has the pink with dolls painted on the walls. We know this was your house, and you love Johnny and Janie, but is it better to neutralize these rooms and paint them and make them white or some other color?
I mean, absolutely. It's always best to depersonalize, basically. But little kids, when their rooms are set up and they're living there and it's hard enough that they're having to go through a move, I mean, I do have compassion. So, I try to work with them on what I think is realistically something that we absolutely have to do. When it comes to the kids' rooms, I do have a little bit of a heart for that because they're living there and it's a big move and it's a
Sure.
big change. But if they don't mind and they can neutralize it, especially if you walk into a room, it's got like a pink wall and a yellow wall or just bizarre stuff. It's very personalized. I do recommend it. But at the end of the day, I let them make that final decision if that's what they want to do.
Gotcha. Now, if you're working with someone who is selling their home and they're planning on buying a new one or buying another investment property, have you ever worked with a 1031 exchange?
I have actually
Okay.
worked with a 1031 exchange, but on a rare occasion.
Yeah.
And that's typically when I have worked with a 1031 exchange is when they're actually relocating from another state. But I haven't done one, a local person doing a 1031, but definitely when somebody has sold an investment somewhere else and they have that timeline that they have to work with
Right.
in order to do the 1031 exchange.
I think it helps them save on maybe taxes and things like that. as the
Capital
key.
gains.
Yeah. So
Right.
so definitely, if you're looking at buying and selling at the same time, it's not going to hurt to look at the 1031 exchange to try to save money on taxation on those capital gains.
And I've seen people do a 1031 exchange where they actually take the funds and they're actually putting it into two different parcels, two different properties. So they can get creative with that as well.
Exactly. Do commercial and residential differ?
Yes, absolutely, they differ.
Explain the differences a little bit, because I think some people think they can get right in there. Oh, I've been doing residential, I'm ready to do commercial, but it seems to me there's a lot of differences.
Are you meaning like from the aspect of a real estate
Yeah.
agent? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. It's a completely different type of transaction. Definitely, we need to work with a wonderful attorney like yourself when it comes to commercial because, we're reviewing financials, we're reviewing, history of the property, and there's just so many components and moving parts. But the second thing about commercial is also the financing. It's a completely different ballgame. So, it's important to have somebody that can actually look at the financing before you even start looking at the properties to see kind of where you're at, because it is based on the buyer's merits.
Yeah.
So big difference between residential and commercial from that aspect. And I know Mr. Dallas actually works in the commercial arena. So
Sure does. All right, now these properties are excellent. And when I say excellent, I mean affordable as well. Rose is going to take us on a tour of two really awesome properties that, look, if you buy these houses, your mortgage payment every month is going to be cheaper than renting a two-bedroom apartment. That's what you need to know. Let's start down on Harrison Avenue. Rose, where is this property?
in wonderful College Park, which is north downtown. It's a beautiful little yellow bungalow on Harrison Street. It's a 2-bedroom, a 1-bathroom home. Has had a lot of different upgrades to it. Has an amazing yard, so a beautiful backyard retreat. Most importantly, the community is just beautiful. It sits right off of Parr, and it's literally walking distance from the Dubstred Golf Course and from wonderful Edgewater, which has lots of shops, restaurants, and you have a lot of block parties and just a real sense of community. And just I just love that area. It's picturesque area, lots of trees.
I have so many people I've met lately who are empty nesters moving to College Park too. So College Park is interesting because you've got college students to adults raising families to empty nesters coming from the big house in the suburbs, kind of downtownish again, you know?
Yes, I mean, you're 7 minutes from downtown, you're 5 minutes from Winter Park. I mean, I think it's a fabulous location, and you're also right near the I-4. Literally, this property is 2 minutes away from the I-4, so if you're hitting, if you're going down to the airport or anything, it's got quick access.
Price point on Harrison Avenue.
Harrison is $299,500. So under $300,000, so it makes a great starter home.
Yeah.
Or, as you mentioned, somebody that's looking to downsize and wants to somebody that lives in the area, typically wants to stay in the area. This is a wonderful property.
And what kind of calls do you get on a property in College Park? Okay, age range, what are you typically seeing?
Everything. I mean, you see a lot of young professionals that, as you get closer into downtown Orlando, your dollar per square foot's going to go up. So College Park, to me, actually gives you kind of the best of both worlds. You're basically still in downtown, but you don't have that price point. I mean, this home, move it over a little bit closer into downtown, I'd be, asking $350,000 easily. So
love it.
I think it's an affordable home for the area. Again, this area is a blend of properties. You have some properties that have actually been demolished, and you have brand new construction. So it's surrounded by different types of properties, and this is kind of your lower end that you can get into in College Park.
I love it. If you have any questions or would like to see this property today, all you have to do is call 407-205-0400. I will hook you up with Rose Kemp right now. She'd be happy to show it to you. All right, one more property here, Mandalay Run. Where is this?
Mandalay Run is located in Lake Mary off of Reinhardt Road. Fabulous location. The community is called Mandalay as well. Great schools, beautiful little community. It's an open community. And again, this is, the price point on this is incredible. It's $289,000. It will not last. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. Again, a nice yard, a screened-in patio, open floor plan, split bedroom, 2-car garage. Just makes a great starter home. Anything under $300,000 is fabulous, and it's just a safe, beautiful community. The gentleman that currently lives there actually accidentally left his garage door open when he went out of town for 2 days, and he said, "This is such a great community."
Oh, yeah?
Nothing happened. He's like, "I showed up, and my garage door was just open."
I did that the other night. Did you hear what happened? A bear came in and ransacked my garage and took all the food and everything out of the garage.
You're kidding.
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
Do not leave your garage door open, ladies and gentlemen. It's
Yes.
terrible.
Yes.
All right, and you can walk to Giovanni's and Timaquan Golf Course from this place too.
Yes.
I know this area very well. It's a great area.
It is
up
a
there in
great
Reinhardt.
area, and you're also 5 minutes from the I-4. And,
Yeah, exactly.
You know, shopping and whatnot. So
Excellent.
yes.
Any
Wonderful
questions
home.
for Rose Kemp? 407-205-0400. You're going to stick around for the real estate roundtable, I hope, right?
Yes.
Because tons of questions have come in over the last week. And each week, all you have to do is go to the website, youhavepowered.com, and you can ask me questions right there. And we just might address those questions on next week's edition of You Have Real Estate. And now it's time for the Real Estate Roundtable. Sandra in Jacksonville. I watch on Facebook at You Have Real Estate all the time. Do you see the market crashing again? Luis Lopez, let's go with you first.
No. Like we talked earlier, I don't see it crashing again. A lot has to go into it for that to happen. I see a very stable economy right now. I see a very stable market, and I think that next year is going to be even better than this year.
John in Marion County says, what exactly is a short sale? Rose Kemp?
Well, thankfully, we don't have too many of those going on anymore. But basically, that means that the market value of your property is less than what your mortgage is that you owe on the property. So, thankfully, we don't have a lot of that going on anymore. But if you do run across a short sale, just remember, if you have a timeline, you cannot go under contract with a short sale because there is no timeline, as it's a process to have a short sale approved by a bank.
A short sale, often known as a long sale, I guess you would say, because they
Yes.
take so long. You know,
Yeah.
we did thousands and thousands of them over the years. We don't see nearly as many short sales anymore. And look, it is a good way to get a good deal sometimes, but these banks ultimately make the decision on the price. They're not just giving them away, are they?
No, they're actually, they will have evaluation done, they do have appraisals done, and they consider the condition of the property when they do that as well. Where I believe it could work out for somebody is if it was an investor that has no timeline, and the property maybe needs work, and they feel like they can actually get in there for a little bit less than your typical
Totally
property.
agree. Victoria and Winter Park, real quickly, do you know any good areas for me to buy an investment property? Luis Lopez.
Wow, that's a very broad term.
Yeah, I know.
Investment properties. I mean, if you're looking for rental properties, generally what I like to tell our clients is that the price of the home does not dictate your rental rate. Therefore, if you can get into a house for, just choose a number, $150,000 and rent it out at $1,500 a month, your cap rate, or return on investment is going to be higher than if you buy one at $250,000 and rent it out for $1,800.
Exactly.
So it just depends what you need.
Luis Lopez, thanks for being here, buddy.
Thank you.
I hope to have you back soon. Rose Kemp,
Thank you.
return visitor.
Yes,
Awesome to see
thank
you as
you.
always.
Thank you for having
But
me.
most importantly, thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions at all, or you need to get pre-approved for your house hunt this weekend, all you have to do is call 407-205-0400. I'm attorney Justin Clark, and we'll see you right back here next week for another edition of You Have Real Estate.